Trades Hall, and we've got members that have come all the way from Perth, from Newcastle, from Sydney, from Adelaide, and obviously loads of our members from right around Victoria. So thanks very much for some of the people, especially from Perth, have come a very, very long way to attend this launch. Give me a round of applause. As I say, we've just got a few quick speeches tonight before we get to the main event, which is Steve's going to say a few words, talk about the campaign. I just got a couple of, as I say, community leaders and also a trade union leader that we're going to get to say a few words. So first up, I might call Dean Mile. He's the State Secretary of the ETU. He's been already a big supporter of our campaign, so I'd like people to put their hands together and welcome Dean.
Thanks, Anthony. Anywhere but Collingwood tonight would have been better. But for Steve, it just shows how much we love him and wanted to see him as a Member of Parliament to come here on a night like this, I'll tell you what. The ETU is an interesting union. You know, we disaffiliated by membership vote recently from the Labor Party. And we asked our members a pretty simple question, is would you support candidates that act in your best interests? And for trade unions, really, shouldn't we all, you know, decide, of course we need to be political, of course we need political representation. There's political fights to be fought as much as there is industrial fights. We've known that for 150 years. But surely we put our members' interests ahead of our own political aspirations as union leaders. We ask those candidates and those parties what they stand for. Unfortunately now the choice you often are faced with, and the people of Richmond aren't, is you only really get to vote for a party whose policies are now determined by the polls. The people of Richmond have an opportunity to elect Stephen Jolly, and Steve's never been swayed by the polls on any of his political judgment. He believes in things and he'll tell you what they are, and the most wonderful thing about Steve Jolly is you ought to not elect Steve on what he promises. You should elect Steve on what he does. He's a community campaigner, a community activist, a political activist, a man with deep compassion, and he's driven by his love of looking after the underprivileged and anyone who's been downtrodden in this community. As a friend and as a mate, I have always had respect for him, always been a pleasure to back him in his council campaigns. And I think he's a real chance if the people of Richmond really only knew the opportunity they had. Imagine having someone as committed to the community and as committed to people, to health, to education, to immigration, to all of the things that Labor once stood for. Steve Jolly does. People of Richmond got a great chance. Our union's very, very proud to support Steve Jolly, mate. We wish you all the very, very best.